Welcome to the Tip the Scales podcast, where we discuss running and growing your law firm. I'm your host, Maria Monroy, president and co-founder. Today, I'm joined by Ilana Reeser. What did we talk about? We talked about conferences. We talked about your role at the firm, your insurance attorney. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
And we talked about conferences.
You said that.
Damn it.
Relationships, nationwide referral network, cutting through the BS, knowing who to work with and making sure you vet all of your people.
We talked about social media.
We did.
And how you're going to be a TikTok
No.
famous. No.
It was a test.
Well,
Maybe.
I
We'll
hope
see.
you guys enjoy this episode. Ilana Reeser,
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm great. All right, let's talk about conferences because you're so good. Like everyone just like adores you at conferences. Like you have such a presence. You're so good at networking. Let's talk a little bit about that because I think some lawyers need to do better.
Well, first and foremost, I think, thank you. And it's special to be able to go network and meet people, including attorneys, other people in the industry, vendors, you name it, business development reps, top to bottom. But I think one of the key things there is that I'm good at that because that's my skill set. And if you were to stick me at a desk with a bunch of paperwork and trying to do things that some of these really talented attorneys do, I wouldn't be able to do it, which is why I think a lot of law firms, big and small, really benefit from having someone who goes out into the world and represents them and, builds relationships and grows the firm in that capacity.
So tell me what your role is and at what firm and like tell us a little bit about what that consists of.
So I'm in-house at Your Insurance Attorney. It's Anthony Lopez's office.
Okay.
We have about 300 people, and I came in about a year and a half ago. I was friends with Anthony from prior, and after some conversation, he figured I would be a good fit for a new role, which we quickly learned is not marketing. I do not work on how many dollars we're allocating towards billboards and, digital media, if you will, but I really am able to grow the firm from a relationship and nationwide referral standpoint, as well as quarterbacking a lot of our expansion into new states and markets. So headquartered in Miami, Florida, and has been open and operating and amazing and running for years and years prior to my presence. And over the past year and a half, I've had the honor of helping us expand into Georgia, North Carolina, Colorado, and next we're looking at Texas and Pennsylvania. So just really growing the firm with a nationwide referral network otherwise. So if we can't take the case, I have someone in almost every state for every case type who I can refer someone to.
And that's where your networking comes into place.
Yes.
Okay. And how do you go about helping the firm expand into new markets?
So in new markets, it obviously starts with finding a licensed attorney who fits the mold and what we stand for. So as we go into a new market, you need a solid attorney, you need a solid team. We have an amazing COO and head of HR who help find us office space and hire the staff there. I will drop in. I will go meet with all of the other attorneys in town. I will meet with doctors, figure out who's a good match for our clients to go to. I want to see what your office looks like. I want to make sure that, if we are working with you and our clients are going to be in your office, I want to make sure that they're going to be well cared for and have a lovely, clean experience. I need communication between everyone from referral partners to medical groups who are seeing our clients and everything in between.
Awesome. So your thoughts on this subject are if you're not good at networking and that's not your skill set, hire someone that can go represent you at these events and that can have like obviously another role because that's not your only role, right? You're also expanding the firm.
Yes.
Would that be your advice for law firms?
Absolutely. If you yourself are not good at going out, if you cannot handle the crowds and the travel and the small talk, and
I hate the small talk though.
a lot of people do.
I really, really hate it. And this is why people think that I'm not the nicest. But like if you want to tell me about like your problems in life and your childhood trauma and like your beliefs, like that, I'm like all about that.
I think I was able to cut through a lot of that. And to be fair, when you're new in an industry, right, I show up at one of my first conferences. I was in a completely different career prior. And I show up to one of my first conferences and someone is like so warm and fuzzy. He's like, well, who are you? And I'm sure we know who I'm referring to. and he's become one of my best friends in the industry. But without him taking me under his wing and introducing me to people, I never would have been able to meet everyone that I did. However, it starts off with a lot of people asking small talk, judgment, like, who is this new girl in the industry? Like, a lot of people are not very welcoming. They don't want you in there. And if you don't have the right friends when you first arrive, it's really, really hard to network and do what you need to do there. I'm not there for small talk. I'm there to figure out how to monetize relationships, how to not leave money on the table. If someone calls our firm, I'll be damned if I have my intake team hang up on them. I really, really want them to make it to the right firm in that state who handles that case type and who I feel is an expert in that area so that we're never leaving anyone. So I'm out there genuinely looking for who is a trusted referral source, referral partner who can help the clients that we're referring over. The whole name of the game for me is referrals. And so if I'm sending someone to you, I'm going to be really upset if they're not handled with a white glove, TLC. I need my clients taken care of. So once they get there, when I'm at a conference, I need to make sure I know who I'm dealing with, where I'm sending it to, how do you run your firm? A lot of it starts with small talk. And in the beginning, I had to deal with a lot of that. And now I know how to be like, this doesn't align with what I'm looking for. Thanks so much. And I keep it moving.
Yeah, that's probably what I do most of the time.
You're an expert.
I mean, I guess it's not a good thing. I don't even know that I realize that I'm doing it, but I guess I do it because people say things. But it is what it is. Whatever. I'm not everyone's cup of tea and I'm okay with it. What advice would you have for somebody that is new to the legal space?
New to the legal space, I would be open-minded. Ooh.
I got you with that one.
You got me with that one. I have some very intense advice, which I'm going to steer away from.
No,
but,
give it to us.
Be careful who you trust. I would really, vet anyone you're going to work with. The last thing I would ever want to do, I pride myself on bringing in really strong vendors and referral partners to the firm. And I would never blindly walk into something. And there was a couple times, a lot of people want to work off of referrals, right? They really want you to work with their company. They're trying to make a sale. And at the end of the day, you need to make sure you're doing your due diligence and vetting them, figuring out who else they work with, that it's working for. Make sure that you know who you're partnering with so that you don't accidentally end up in a bad partnership that doesn't go well. That's a waste of time. That's a waste of money. And I feel like I've come a long way so quickly because I've really vetted who I'll deal with and who I'll work with. And it's made it beautiful because everyone I bring into the firm has been an excellent partner for growth and a pleasure to work with.
Do you like going to conferences?
I can get a little over it at times. I think sometimes when you show up at a conference, a lot of people get stuck on the small talk or the partying or, they forget why they're there. I think the aspect of the career I came from, being able to go to a conference and go grab dinners at beautiful restaurants and, host clients, referral partners at a club or, sometimes we'll take my boss's jet or sometimes we are hosting events or whatever the capacity is. I think I feel so fortunate to be able to be a part of an industry that values relationships and gets to do so in such a fun way. My past career was so boring and I thought I was stuck there. So
what were you doing?
I was a second grade teacher.
Oh, I knew this. I knew this.
For
that
6
is
years.
So cute though.
Precious. Cute while it lasted, but I learned real quick that I had different goals for myself and that sitting in a classroom with a bunch of kids was not for me.
I cannot imagine you.
It was straight out bad teacher with my heels on the desk. No, I'm kidding. But by the end, I was very checked out and I feel honored every day that I'm able to go to a conference and network and just, pick and choose who I work with and not tie shoelaces and deal with crazy parents and kids.
So if somebody wants to work with you guys in any sort of referral capacity, should they just reach out to you?
Absolutely. I would be honored. You can message me however, DM, pigeon carrier, email.
Now, you also throw some really fun parties.
I do.
Yeah.
We had one here, which was pretty great. We brought in a little sushi chef, some good people. I like to keep it intimate. I don't like when it gets to be a huge network of people who don't know why they're there. I really like to curate who I have at a dinner table or in a room. One of my specialties is putting together a mix of people as well as ordering a nice dinner for people I love. But with that being said, we like to have some parties. I don't typically host when we're on the road. I think it takes away, if I'm busy hosting and making sure everything is run well, it takes away from me being able to like network and talk to people and really be present in the room.
Yeah, I think one thing that isn't talked about is like how intense conferences are.
They're so intense.
It's like crazy.
I feel like afterwards I need like a couple days to
Yeah,
unwind and catch up on admin stuff. And
it's crazy. My husband's always like, I'll fly it back and he'll be like, you want to go out to eat? You want to go do this? Should we? And I'm like, I literally don't want to leave. I don't want to go anywhere. I need to decompress. Like, I need to get 9 hours of sleep for like 3 days straight. Like, it's just so much between like all the networking and setting up meetings and events. And for me, recording, it's just a lot.
yeah. When did you start getting into recording? How long has it been now?
Oh my God. Almost 3 years in a couple months.
That's amazing. And do you
Yeah.
feel like having this podcast has helped like your nationwide reach and exposure? And
It's helped. I don't think it's helped as much as I thought it would, but I really like doing it. So, like, that component of it keeps me going because it's like one of the things that I enjoy the most is like getting to sit down and talk to people on air. Like, I love it. I really, really enjoy it. So, I think now it's starting to take off more. And I will say that, like, I had a good friend that warned me, like, you got to get like 100 episodes in and then it really takes off. And we're at 140 ish. So, that yeah, it's just one of those things that, like, I see a lot of people they'll start podcasts, they'll stop, like, you just have to commit and, like, do it. I will say that it's way more work than I thought it'd be, although we have multiple team members that work on it, and, like, I also, like, I don't prep, so that makes it super easy for me, right? But it's still so much work. Like, I will say that it is way more work than I thought it would be, and I definitely have a lot of moments where I'm, like, so over it.
understandably, I think from a million miles away, I see that it takes so much dedication and work and the editing. I don't even know where to begin if I was going to start a podcast, but I do think it's really special to have access to certain people. Like once you're connected in an industry, sometimes I'll see talent and I'll just have these amazing higher level conversations. I'll give you an example. Ray from Even Up. I feel like every time I see him at a conference, you want to talk about avoiding small talk. Him and I are in the weeds, like everything from AI and how it impacts a law firm to like the haters who like don't believe in us and don't want to see us grow and shine. But like as long as you focus and you do right by people and you keep on keeping on, look at what Even Up has become. And it's like beautiful to see. And so I feel so special getting to collaborate, if you will, with people like that and have those conversations. Sometimes I stop and I'm like, what if I just had a mic with me right now? And like we were actually recording this because this is a special conversation that people would want to hear.
Absolutely. That happened to me with Joe Freed. Like, I was sitting down, like, having this, like, intense conversation with him, and I was like, "Can we do this on air? Like, please?" And he was like, "Sure." Like, so, like, next time we just, like, kinda, like we had to, like, rehab the conversation, right? But that happens a lot, and I think some people are more suited to, like, be comfortable having those conversations on air than others, but yeah, I agree with you 1,000%.
I'll be the first to say, like, as soon as a camera and a microphone are in front of me, I'm like, I tighten up a little. I'm not myself. However,
You're being yourself right now.
thanks. I'm like a little nervous, but I think overall, like, I think overall, something really awesome as a takeaway for you guys. You guys have a very set, presence, and people know who you are and what you do, and kind of the gist of it. A lot of people see me at conferences, and they don't have any idea what I'm doing, and there's hundreds of thousands of people everywhere.
I know.
How do you talk to everyone? So a lot of people don't know who I am, what I do, why I'm there, what the purpose is. No offense, we're in a male dominated industry. So when they
Oh,
see
totally.
women, they're like, she must be a vendor. And I'm like, actually, I'm in house at a huge firm with an amazing boss who gives me a ton of autonomy to choose all of our referral partners and handle what I do. I have that trust and autonomy, but a lot of people won't have the conversation just because I'm a female or because they're intimidated by me or because they think that, I'm just there to party or whatever. And social media can also put on an image of that. which is funny because I am not filming my conversations or my private meetings. A lot of it, you don't want everyone knowing who you work with.
Right.
But
I saw you said that on like one of your videos, right? Like some of my meetings, I'm not going to show you because I can't.
yeah, that was my first little like stint at
Yeah,
social
it was
media.
cute.
Thanks.
Yeah, I liked it.
It took me like way too long to make. And I was like, I cannot have a podcast. I cannot get into this.
That's the thing. For me, I feel like when I go to a conference, I can either like get video content, I can be active on stories, I can get pictures, or I can do the podcast. And I just cannot do all four. Maybe at best, I mean, we usually like 9 out of 10 times we're doing the podcast, maybe more. So like that's like a done deal. But like I always miss an opportunity on social because it's too, like you can't be present and be getting content and be taking pictures and be posting real time. It's just really hard.
It's so hard. I would need someone following me around, like filming, editing, putting it together. If I had to do that with how much work I have and follow up, like the worst thing you could do is go to a conference and then forget to like reach out to everyone who you met and kind of like solidify the relationship, right? So you're networking, you're building rapport with people, but how are you taking that to the next level when you leave? You kind of have to identify who you see yourself working with and then target them after. And if I have to sit there and edit something, and man, does the millennial in me like come out, like editing seems so foreign to me, even though I grew up with technology and all of that. But some of these kids come out of the womb and they're like TikTok stars. So
I cannot edit on TikTok.
it's so hard.
I literally tried the
CapCut?
other day. Huh?
CapCut? Have you tried
No,
it?
I haven't tried that
It's pretty
either.
great. It's pretty great.
Like I can do reels and that's like it. It's like that's all I can do. Can't do anything else. I'm going to see my little cousin. She's like early 20s. She's like, she knows TikTok. I'm like, okay, she has to show me how to do this because I feel like, well, you've been super active on TikTok.
I've been trying lately. I've
Yes,
been
you
dabbling.
pop up on my feed all the time.
That's
now that I think
mortifying
about
because
it.
TikTok is supposed to be where I like experimental play.
Oh, I see
and
all of your TikToks.
Jesus.
Yes.
I'm like, well, that's
But I'm like a
terrifying.
silent TikToker because like I have an account, but I don't post on it. But because I do follow you, we're friends, like, you know, it pulls your contacts and I have
Okay.
you on there. You do come up on my feed now that I think about it.
I think that has been me trying to get comfortable in front of a camera or talking. And then I find myself like not having the time or energy to invest into that because I'm such a workaholic and I'm always working. I'm always doing stuff. I'm always in meetings and I'm always traveling. How am I also supposed to make the time to edit and do the things to make yourself
lot.
successful on social media? But at least, like, even sitting here with you, thank you for having me, is nice because I never know how I'm going to do in front of a camera, but I guess you got to rip the Band-Aid at some point,
Yeah.
and you never know if you
That's
try.
why I'm like, no, you're doing it. Like, it is what it is. Like,
Thank you.
Yeah,
And
you
then
don't have choice.
there's other people like Anthony, who's like a one-cut guy, natural in front of the camera. And it's funny because we have our own social media team in-house at the firm, and I don't touch that at all, which is how we quickly identified that like marketing and billboards and all of that is not for me. That's not my value add to the firm. But having a social media team, they pop around the office, they go in Anthony's office and have him record and film, and it's great, but that's their full-time job is to edit.
That's the best way to do social. You have someone in-house that this is the only thing that they do, and that's it. I want to talk to you about something. Conferences left this year, because I get this asked a lot, like, what conferences are you going to? What's good? So let's go through them if you're cool with it.
Yeah, I'm like, I might need I don't know where my phone is, but I might need my
I have
calendar.
I can look at. All right, let's see. So I think the next one coming up, and by the time this airs, this will be
Gone.
gone most likely, but that's Lanier, right?
Yes.
So Lanier's in a few days.
Yep.
And then there's AJ.
So I'm actually like, I never really got on the AAJ circuit for some
It's
reason.
an older crowd.
Like I was at FJA yesterday and it's very like all Floridian locals and it
Yeah.
is an older crowd, but I think that there's some value there of knowing who your neighbors are.
I'm going to go with you next time. Okay.
So I'm actually taking like a bit of a summer break. So instead of running around to so many conferences, I would like to scale back a little and make sure that I'm visiting our offices in other states and making sure that I'm reaching out to like our medical partners referral network. And I would fly for meetings over a conference these days. Like I'll gladly jump to another state to go talk to someone who's a big referral source. In addition, I'm going to pick back up in the fall. I know we have like PimCon, which I loved last year. I thought the content was really great.
PimCon was good. I'm not going this year, but I will be at Mass Stores Made Perfect
I will be there.
and Mardi Gras.
Okay.
And then there's also NTL Business of Law in
I will be at that
November. I
one.
don't know that I'll be there, but that is a great, like if you're just looking for marketing business related content, that's a great conference.
Yeah.
And then I think is that it for the rest of the year?
I was actually
Oh,
gonna.
the Chicago one. There's a Chicago one in August.
Yes.
The
Can I be
trucking
real?
one.
I'm hoping that this year there's like a little bit better of content.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sure if I'm going, but trucking is huge. And that's a conference that has a lot of opportunity to get firms into higher scale cases, trucking accidents. Of course, those are high value
Yeah.
cases. I would love to bring more in for my firm, and generating cases being something that I'm doing. I want to figure out how to not just generate those cases, but bring info back from a conference to make sure that my attorneys know how to handle those cases and the things that they don't just tell you. I mean, at the end of the day, at these conferences, no one's going to get up there and really tell you their secret sauce, because if we did.
I think some people do. Because I think there's like such a difference between actually like implementing, right? But yes, a lot of people don't, and they're just regurgitating the same information.
Yeah.
I can't sit through conferences.
Yeah. I'm there to network.
Yeah, I can't sit through them
Yeah.
at all. But I guess there are a lot of conferences left. So I know the Chicago one is August, I want to say August 3rd or 10th.
Yeah, I'm a
One of
calendar
those
girl.
two.
I gotta.
Yeah, I'll be in Europe, so I won't be there. But
Lovely. Where are you going?
yeah, we're going to, well, as of now, we might cancel it, but Zurich, Lake Como, Barcelona, and Mallorca.
I have all the best Lake Como recommendations. Let me
Please
know what
send.
you need.
Yes.
Grand
send.
Hotel Tremezzo is the
That's
greatest
what
place.
everyone says. We're not staying there. I think we're staying at
Go visit anyway.
Where are we staying? I think at the Four Seasons, which is like not ideal in terms of like location. So we're still.
You pop onto a boat and could get anywhere.
That's what I've heard.
Yep. Really
Yeah.
easy to get around, but beautiful. My favorite place probably ever.
Really?
Yeah. Lake Como is.
I've never been. I'm so excited to go.
It's magical. It really is. That and Santorini, I think, are like the two really, they just hit home.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course. And then aside from that, I know there's, a lot of, you know what else is interesting? I'm going to
What?
the case status conference. That was
I've
kind
never
of
been.
me either.
Where is it? Is it
So
New York?
It's in South Carolina this year.
Okay.
So I'm interested in going to that. There's going to be some really cool new platforms announced there that I was hearing a little bit about. So not my story to share.
When is it?
That is in September, I believe. September 24th through 26th in South Carolina.
There's something else in September, though. What am I missing?
RevCon on the 30th is like a one-day event in New York. I believe that's Morgan & Morgan's.
Oh, I want to go to that.
Up in New York. I'm going to pop by. It's a
I
one
only
day.
want to go because it's in New York.
Yeah. I love New York.
Me too.
I miss spending time there.
We're going in a week.
Amazing.
It's my favorite place in the world.
Is it?
Literally in the world.
It's like a second home to me, but I couldn't live there.
I think I could live there.
You know, it's funny. I used to work up there, and, it is, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. But I think you probably love it even more. Florida is a little like slower paced, and I love that because I can run laps around a lot of people here. Like a lot of people are here to hang, and I like to like work and get things done. New York, it's very straight shooters, and that's your vibe.
People think, so we were at Mass Torts, and the waiter asked me if I was from New York. I guess I was like
all the time.
Very direct. And he's like, "Are you from New York?" I'm like, "No, but can I please get the check?" Yeah, please.
Yeah, that's funny. I get asked if I'm from there all the time, and I'm like, me with my I don't know if I always come off the way I think I am, but
yeah, I wouldn't have guessed New Yorker. I think you're very sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Most people don't, get interesting dynamic in the industry. So a lot of people don't get that.
You always say that to me, and I'm like, I don't get it. I think you're like the nicest. Like, I think you're one of the nicest people.
Thanks.
Like, I get why people think like the way that people think that I am. Whatever. I don't get why people think you're that way.
Could be perceived as like fake or something like that, but
I think it's just because you always look on point.
Thank you. Well,
that's what I think it is.
Thank you.
I don't know.
I'm like,
or they're just jealous. You know how I feel about that.
Well, I'm going to continue doing what I do, and
it's working. Like whatever.
Yeah, it works.
Alrighty. Anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's it. I love building my nationwide referral network and bringing in a ton of cases to the firm. So if anyone wants to reach out, I would love to set up a meeting and see how we can work together.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to Ilana for everything she shared with us today. If you found this story valuable, please share it with someone you want to see succeed. Subscribe so you never miss an episode and leave a 5-star review. It goes a long way to help others discover the show.